Good morning or afternoon, evening, night time, whatever time of day it is that you guys are watching. So in this video, I want to make this a short video and let you guys know what to expect this summer in the United Kingdom. Now, this all, I guess, gravitates around the lack of transparency with the current government, the Labour government, and the grooming gang scandal. Let me just quickly, before we go on, can you remember how quickly there was an inquiry into the Grenfell fire? Can you remember how quickly there have been inquiries into everything? And right now, the perception in the United Kingdom is that the Labour government, and again, this is what a lot of mainstream media outlets are talking about, lots of sitting MPs are talking about this. I don't want to use the word conspiracy, but it really does seem like this Labour government is suppressing an inquiry into these grooming gangs that were targeting young white working class girls. Now, whatever you guys think about that, the reality is we don't know because there's not been an inquiry. Now, I was actually on a live stream when this vote was passed and when it came out that they were not going to have an inquiry into this. And after 30 seconds of contemplation, I said, right, guys, listen, this is what's coming this summer. So in this video, we're going to explore that. I'm going to try and keep this a relatively short video, but please pass this video to your friends, your family, people who have no idea what's coming, because this summer, it's going to be absolutely insane. So what's happening right now in the United Kingdom? We have got a situation where right now, what are we on? We're on the 13th of January. We will have independent journalists, citizen journalists, anybody basically with a camera phone, which is pretty much everyone, will be making short documentaries and posting these videos online. Now, you've already seen the start of this on X. You've already seen the start of this on YouTube. You've already seen the start of people putting these videos out there. Like I always say, guys, okay, nothing is hidden anymore. You can't hide information anymore. It's too readily available. So all this information slowly trickle feeding out. Nigel Farage has said if the government are not going to hold an inquiry into this grooming gang scandal, then Reform will get the money and they will do, and I quote, a shotgun inquiry. Now, this will all be out before the summer. I would say most of this information will already be out in the public domain mid-spring, mid to late spring, which is going to lead on to summer. Now, the summertime, people go to the pub, a lot more people are outdoors, a lot more people are talking together, and this is what we're going to lead on to. Remember, when people protest, normally it's in the summer because the weather's better. Now, you can argue about that in the United Kingdom all you want. But this summer, I would expect a situation where we have got all this information coming to a crescendo. All the information's out there. Bigger news outlets will then take this information, analyze it, and put this together in bigger exposés, because all the information is already out there. And then for a big news organization, and again, it's kind of sad that it has to happen this way, but it will. All that information will be readily available for the larger news outlets to say, oh, right, okay, we can correlate this. We don't have to send someone to do an investigation. We don't have to get funding for X, Y, and Z, because all this information will be out there and people will start to connect these dots, follow the breadcrumbs, and all this information will be exposed. Like I just said, a lot of this information is already getting exposed on X, on YouTube. At an alarming rate, actually, this information's coming out. There was a list of let me try and find it. In fact, I'll do another video. But there was a list of over 50 Labour councillors, and MPs that had been allegations of a certain type of crime against them. So, we know that this happens. We know this happens in our communities. And then we're going to head into the summer. And right now, what you've got to understand also is ideological subversion. I don't want to go into ideological subversion. I may do a standalone video about it. But in a nutshell, depending on who teaches you, the 4 phases of ideological subversion would be the easiest are demoralization, destabilization, crisis, and normalization. Right now in the United Kingdom, we've been demoralized. We are being destabilized. Right now, we are being destabilized. And I think this summer we could put our tiptoes into the crisis phase. Now, the crisis phase would be when there are so many different groups and organizations, and you've got left wing, right wing, black, white, men, women, trans, gay, straight, every sort of dynamic there. You've got split up and, what's the word I'm looking for? Put into their own certain boxes. We don't like them, but we like them. Those don't like us. And this is what ideological subversion does. It tries to make people fight among themselves. Again, it is what it is. This is literally where we are. We have had years and years, I argue myself, since 1962, we have had money pumped into our country through various different non-profit organizations, business interests, all sorts of different outside influences that have been pushed into our country to a state now where we've got a political class who probably don't even know they've been ideologically subverted, but they have, and you're not going to change that opinion. These are the useful idiots. Anyway, I should really do a video on how ideological subversion, when you understand ideological subversion, you look at the government and you think, right, this is like textbook ideological subversion. Because at the end of when you're in the crisis phase of ideological subversion, you will get a strong leader emerge. Somebody will come into that country. They will take over with tanks rolling, maybe by the ballot box, whatever, doesn't matter. And right now it's looking like we could have a situation in the United Kingdom. Now, I'm not saying this is coming this summer, but I do think it will be coming, where we're in the crisis phase in the United Kingdom. The government can't keep control. People are scared for their security, and people are begging for someone to save us. And guess who this person's going to be? It's either going to be Elon Musk roll over, Donald Trump's going to come in on his white horse and give us all democracy, give us all freedom. And you know what? It's going to be hard when we're in that situation. It's going to be hard to argue that that is a bad thing. This is the ideological subversion, and it's already started. I think this is we're gonna tip our toes into the crisis phase this summer, because all this information is going to be out. It's all going to be readily available. The government will be doing what the government do because they're useful idiots. And then we're going to have, obviously, with every protest, you get a counter protest. And with every protest, and then the government will come down differently on different demographics than they do on other demographics. People will see this and people will get pushed over the edge. We can already see the breadcrumbs of this, guys. So this is a warning for this summer. If you don't have some sort of urban survival kit or a bug out location, and you live in a built up area, a town, a city, in a city I'm talking about now, you really need to start thinking about this. And please, guys, listen, share this video with your friends and family, because like in the United Kingdom, nothing will change unless bread and butter John and Jill get off the seats and understand what's happening to our country. We have been ideologically subverted to the hilt. We're in the destabilization phase, and I think this summer we will put our tiptoes into the crisis phase. Anyway, guys, I wanted to keep this short. That is all I've got for you this morning. I'm going to back to grid, and I'll get you guys another video later.